Welcome into the High School Sports Showcase on Harper TV. I'm Don Morrison, along with my partner Pat Pollard. We're here in the Bel Air High School for a key matchup. It's a Chesapeake Division boys lacrosse matchup between arch rivals, the visiting Fallston Cougars and the homestanding Bel Air Bobcats. Pat, when we look at the Cougars, their record is 3-2, but that's really deceiving. They've lost to last year's state 3A champion Urbana, and they lost to Towson, who was the runner-up, the finalist in the 3A. So their two losses have been, against very good teams. We're underway here at Bel Air High School. It's Fallston in the orange tops and the white shorts, along with the Bel Air Bobcats in their white, blue, and red. Bobcats are 4-1, but again, a little deceiving there too, Pat, because they played some lesser teams along the way.
Yeah, don't be fooled by those schedules. I think we're in for an entertaining matchup tonight. These have been the two blue bloods of Harford County lacrosse for a long time, particularly with Fallston, a number of state championships. And Fallston, I like what Coach Mull's doing. He's got to, set up a really tough out-of-season or out-of-conference schedule.
Yeah.
Get his guys ready.
Patrick Mull, the second-year coach. He was, of course, at Fallston a few years ago, 2012, when he graduated. Three-time All-County. Was at Aberdeen for 7 years as their head coach. Pat, he took Aberdeen from the point when they were really not very good to the point of they were a very competitive team. And then he came back home to Fallston, where he's now coaching the Cougars.
Yeah. That was excellent defense by number 8, Austin Grew there for Bel Air. Ashton Grew, I'm sorry.
Ashton Grew, yeah, number 8. They're one of the defenders for Bel Air. The Bobcats going from right to left. They have the ball just now. Starting Joel Bourgeois, Joel Bourgeois, number 29, and Devin Trezak. Talk about Devin Trezak, number 1 here when we get a moment. "12-minute quarters, 4 quarters in high school boys lacrosse. Shot blocked. Nice save by Landon Mills. Landon Mills is a sophomore, but again, Pat, that's deceiving because he played last year on the state championship team as a freshman. So, he's a veteran even though he's only a sophomore.
Well, there's not a lot of room in that goal. He's a big kid. It's sometimes that fools with shooters' eyesight.
42 saves, 29 goals allowed. We're talking about Landon Mills.
Yeah, you get a big guy like that in the goal, and all of a sudden it doesn't look like there's any daylight at all to get the ball behind.
Bobcats doing a nice job here. Aidan Shugart, number 10, the sophomore. A lot of sophomores on both these teams. That's Trezak, number 1, with the ball. 8 goals last week against Edgewood in that big 15-1 win they had over the Rams. This is a bit wide. Bobcats retain possession.
Oh, take that shot. A little unselfish.
Yeah.
For Bel Air.
Sometimes you got to be selfish. We had a kid at Aberdeen years ago, Pat, Robert Hinch, who was a baseball player. I'm going back 30, 40 years. He played soccer, and he was a leading scorer in the county, not because he was that good. He was a good athlete, but he just never gave up. If he had the ball, he was going to be on goal. You just have to have that kind of attitude sometimes. Bobcats have been on the attack here.
Controlling the early time of possession.
Dylan Faudy, number 15, with the ball. Another shot, but wide.
I think the goalie got it. Oh, they gave that. Ooh, that was close. I thought they were going to give it to the goalie.
Goalie did a nice job of trying to get there. Pat, explain when the ball goes out of bounds, it's the closest to the out of bounds?
On a shot, it's the closest to the ball when it goes out.
Yep.
Correct.
That's why you see hustling, even though you don't get a chance to get the ball, you're hustling to try to get close to it. Bobcats in control here. Shot open and goal. Looks like number 18, Tyler Davis, who made that shot. So the Bobcats draw first blood, 8:37 left here in the first period.
Yeah, great cut by Davis, right down almost just inside the football hash mark, but nice cut there. And
here comes a replay. You'll see how Davis is able to make this pass and make this shot.
I think it was Shugart on the pass.
Well, right now we're watching the face-off. We'll get that replay for you in just a moment. Here it is. Back to live action. The Fallston Cougars, while we're away, they just that quickly in what about, let's see, the first goal was 8:37. That's at 8:27. Fallston equalizes.
Well, don't turn away from your screen.
Oh, so we missed that shot. Pat, did you see who made the goal for Fallston?
I didn't. I was trying to look for the assist on the play before. I wasn't anticipating a 9-second goal.
So the first goal scores at 8:37. The second goal scores at 8:27. We'll get that for you at halftime. Who scored for Fallston?
Well, it's going to be a push in the back, loose ball, Bel Air ball.
Bobcats now 1-1 here. We're just about, like I say, coming from the 8-minute mark left in the first period. Bobcats have done a nice job controlling the ball, Pat.
They have. They have just given up that face-off goal off the face-off. I think he stepped out of bounds.
He did, yeah. So the ball will go over to Fallston. Haven't given you a chance to give you the starting lineups for Fallston. Jacob Mcmillan, Chris King, and Quinn McLaughlin. They're the attackers. Aidan Dixon along with Michael Ostrimski are at the midfield. Then Mark Smith, Michael Carter, Owen Carantonis, and Joey Balesta. They are the defenders along with Landon Mills, the goalie. Bel Air starting lineup, Devin Trezak and Joel Bourgeois. They're the attack people. David Walker, Alden Schugert, and Connor Mace at midfield. Owen Conway, Wyatt Gessner, Ashton Grew, and Kristen Ackerboom. They're the defenders, and Grady Mumm is in the net. Grady tested early. Coming up on the 7-minute mark left here. Pat, it's kind of a blustery day, maybe 50 degrees, wind blowing off and on. Oh, nice save. Mumm with the save, and the flag goes down.
And they're going to get a late hit on Bel Air, or high hit. That's a shame because the goalie made a nice save on it.
Boy, he did. The ball was, high, and Mumm was able to reach up and just take it right out of the air. Grady Mumm, a senior. Doug Testerman, in his 6th year as the head coach of the Bel Air Bobcats, he formerly was an assistant for 9 years at Patterson Mill.
Yeah, I think the penalties on 17, Ackerboom. Yeah, it just came in a little late and a little high.
I'm thinking if you could choose a name, Pat, like a name that would typify the way you want to play. Ackerboom is a pretty good name.
Yeah, he lowered the boom there.
Fallston on the attack.
So Bel Air obviously in a zone on the man-down defense.
Yeah, explain that, Pat, a man-down defense.
Well,
how's that work?
Five guys out there. Oh,
and there's the goal.
Shot.
Boy, from the wide side. Great shot there. That was by number 4 for Fallston.
Michael Ostrimski.
Yeah, it is. Ostrimski, who plays midfield, that time got the ball and just unleashed it. Ostrimski coming in with 7 goals and 3 assists.
Well,
you'll see Ostrimski hitting this shot from the far post.
Good ball movement by Fallston. He's open and able to get his hands away from his body.
Yeah.
You give a shooter that kind of time to be able to step down like that, it's tough for the goalie.
And you mentioned how small that goal is and how much you can cover as a goalie, but Ostrimski found the upper right-hand side and got that goal in. 2-1 now, Fallston leading. That goal's coming at about 6:40 left in the first. Fallston coming off 2 big wins last week. They defeated North Hartford by a final score of 18-6, and then took last year's 4A quarterfinal.
I got a piece of that.
13-2, they defeated Arundel. So we talked about Fallston, their record been deceiving. Nice defense by Bel Air, huh?
Yeah. Fallston, a little bit of a mishandle on the catch and allowed Bel Air to get in position. I'm not crazy about that shot.
Yeah, a little bit high and wide on that shot too. You know, sometimes your eyes get a little big as Wyatt Gessner fired that ball a little bit beyond the goal.
Yeah, nice play there.
Goal for the Fallston Cougars.
Yeah, it looked like Mcmillan on the assist, working from behind the goal. I think he hit McLaughlin.
Yeah, Quinn McLaughlin, the junior, making the goal. He's his 6th goal of the year, so McLaughlin scores at 5:46.
Yeah, that was nice work by the sophomore. Mcmillan behind the goal.
So 2-1 the lead now for Fallston. Bel Air had scored at 8:37, but then 2 goals here by Fallston to make it now 2-1. Actually 3-1. Yeah, that was the 3rd goal. He had 2-1 on the scoreboard. I'll blame it on the scoreboard operator.
It was a little late going up. I'll back you on that one.
Thank you, thank you. 3-1 to score. The Cougars have scored the last 3 goals. Ostrimski and now McLaughlin with the goals. That first goal that we didn't see, oh, that's a nice little shot. Nice low line shot. Missed it a little bit on the wide side.
It's a good look, though. He's too open to be inside like that. Bel Air needs to tighten that up a little.
Chris King, the sophomore, with that shot. Talked about 5 sophomores starting for Fallston. That's a bit unusual, Pat, when you've got a world-class team like Fallston is, or at least a conference-class team.
Yeah, that's well, they had a state championship team last year. It was probably loaded with seniors.
Yeah.
And, yeah, but it is. They are. This is a young team. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. It's some of these youngsters come along this year.
Pat, we were talking about their coaching staff beyond Patrick Mull, who's the head coach, who was a 3-time All-County player at Fallston. They've got some great assistants as well.
Oh, they have a fantastic staff. They got, well, Doug Sherritts, who played at Towson, has been around lacrosse, the lacrosse scene in Baltimore and Harford County for years. And then also Zach Esser, young guy, came back to Fallston. Zach was an All-American at UMBC and one of the best defensemen of the last decade.
Another Fallston graduate, right?
Yep.
Cougars controlling the ball. Now, Bel Air was controlling early on, but now Fallston seems to be really catching its wind. No big hurry. 3 minutes and 50 seconds and counting.
There you go. That's better defense inside.
The old thing about if you come down the lane, we're going to make you pay, right?
Yeah, you can't. Outside shots are usually on the goalie. See, there you go. Make them shoot from out there. That's on the goalie. You let somebody get right in front of the goal. I mean, it's nobody can stop those.
And Mom did make a nice save that time with that low shot. So hard to stop. We commented about this field. We really haven't yet, but we should. It rained like, off and on yesterday and today. The field is just in immaculate shape. This turf field is so much fun to play on. You imagine back in the old days playing on the fields that the kids had to play on back when you and I were in school?
Well, especially when the grass fields, the college grass fields are one thing with the Bermuda grass. And, nice
great pass and a great shot. Bel Air Bobcats are scoring. It looked like number 29 for the Bobcats scoring that goal. And if that's true, it would be Joel Bourgeois.
Yeah, John Henry, number 9 on the assist.
You'll see how the assist, and you said it, Pat.
That's a
great assist and a great look.
Right across the crease. I mean, I think Henry had the first assist, too. We missed out on the replay on that one, but that's a really nice play by Henry.
Quality play, and Bourgeois took his time. When he saw he had that opening, he shot it where the goalie, Landon Mills, had no chance of stopping it.
Yeah, when you're wide open like that, you got time. Too many times I see young players rush it.
Coming up on the 2-minute and 40 mark. Oh, nice save. Reaching out and just grabbing that right out of midair was Grady Mumm.
Yeah, it's a good save, but it didn't seem like there was a lot on that shot. Stick side, you got to do something with it. Change the plane.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. It looked like Mumm had his stick high, and had he shot the ball low to either side.
Yeah, he just shot high to high without a lot of velocity. I mean, that's popcorn for the goalie.
Oh, Grady says, thanks a lot. I make a great save, and the man said it was popcorn for me.
It counts. It goes in the stat book.
It does. Baseball term we use, a can of corn, when an outfield fly ball is such an easy play. You know where that comes from, Pat?
I do not.
It used to be in the old days when they had a can, they put their corn up high on the shelf. Here's a shot. Mumm makes a nice
save. That's a good save.
I think he used his body to save that. And the grocer could reach up and just knock it off and catch it easily. and that would be called like a can of corn. He could catch it by knocking it off, and
Okay.
so it came to be called a can of corn, and so it's an easy fly
Good
ball.
pass.
Whistle blows. What's that all about, Pat? What are they doing? Timeout on the field?
Timeout Bel Air, it looked like.
Minute
Yeah.
41 left, 3-2 the scores. You see Bel Air scored first and scored last. In the middle, Fallston scored their 3 goals. Ostrimski and McLaughlin, and that mystery goal that we're still trying to figure out who got it early on in that 10 seconds after Bel Air scored.
Yeah, I apologize to the Fallston players scoring off the face-off, but we missed it.
We'll get it for them at halftime. Bobcats, in there you see the coaching staff for Bel Air, Doug Testerman, special ed teacher at Bel Air. It's kind of interesting that Patrick Mull still teaches at Aberdeen, social studies, but he's come over here now to take over the Fallston program. So he's teaching at Aberdeen, coaching at Fallston. That has to be fun when you like play your home team.
Well, and he's also got to make that cross track for a mile across Harford County in the middle of the day.
That's true.
That's no fun anymore.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm sure he wanted the chance to coach at his alma mater. There's a lot of pride among the Fallston alumni.
Yep.
I mean, they've been a great lacrosse program since I was in high school.
Yeah, they've won 8 championships overall, but none since 2016 until last year, of course. So there had been that lull about 5 years. Of course, there was the 1 year where we had no, sports because of the COVID. But it's good that Patrick Mull and his team have come back now to the top level. But Fallston is down at 1A now. And Pat, if you and I think about Fallston when it was a large school, 3A,
yeah,
come all the way down to 1A. Of course, that's in lacrosse, so they have a different formation for lacrosse. I think it's what, 1A, 2A.
yeah.
In other words, not every county has lacrosse. So
I think there's 3 divisions. So they have like a 1A, 2A, 2A, 3A, and a 4A, or something like that.
Yeah, so that Fallston would normally play in like a 2A division in baseball and football and the other sports.
Yeah, but you're right. I don't think of Fallston as being a small school.
Yeah. But you're also right that Fallston has a tradition going back to the days of, Dave Volrath.
They used to have some vicious rivalries with Frank Mezzanotti's Edgewood team back in the early 80s.
We were talking about our good buddy Frank, who's now down in South Carolina, enjoying life.
There you go.
Nice save again. Grady Mumm doing a nice job. He's been under fire. Inside a minute now left in the first period. 30 seconds. Taken away by the Fallston Cougars, and here they come. That's Owen Carantonis, number 33, sophomore.
Nice ground ball by Owen.
Owen plays golf. Now, you don't think of lacrosse players, their other sport being golf. There's a goal. What a shot. Trying to see a number. Is that?
That's Ostrimski.
That's Ostrimski again, his second goal of the game. Michael Ostrimski, the senior, played on the soccer team this past fall, and they were a state finalist. You'll see the replay here. And there's a great shot.
Yeah, this looked like Ostrimski came in from out of the box, and nobody picked him up. And at some point, guys running like that, unabated to the goal, he can crank up. 20
seconds left in the period. He gets the goal and makes it 4-2.
Ooh, good shot there. Just missed.
Well, you think about it, you're only down 3-2. Now you're down 4-2. And it sounds like, hey, it's only 1 goal, but the difference between being down a goal as opposed to 2.
Well, I was just thinking Bel Air's got to get off the field here for 5 more seconds.
Yeah. Oh, and there it is. Boy, you called it, Pat. The goal by number 8, it appears. Looking for number 8 on my... No, it's number 9, not number 8. My eyes are deceiving me. Here's a replay.
Watch this catch by King. It goes cross-handed. So that's for young players like that, when you get on the wall, practice catching. Sticking your right hand, catching it on the left side. He did that in traffic, moved it back to his right. He couldn't have caught that normally, and he wouldn't have been able to shoot if he caught it left-handed and shoot left-handed. So great stick work by King there.
Chris King, number 9, the sophomore. Boy, and you said it, Pat, with 20 seconds left, you're down by a goal. Now you're down by 3 goals, in a period of 20 seconds.
Oh, that's a backbreaker.
It is that.
You're right in the game, and you give up 2 goals in 20 seconds.
Yep.
And you had the ball.
Yeah.
You turn the ball over, and give credit to is it Caratonis?
Yeah.
Caratonis, sophomore defenseman. But he got a nice ground ball. He doesn't get that ground ball. Bel Air, at worst case, runs out the clock, and it's 3-2.
And you said it perfectly. Bel Air has to get off the field. They can't allow another goal to score, and just like that, the goal is scored. So Bel Air, if you're looking for somebody to blame, Pat Pollard.
Jinxed him, the announcer.
It is the old announcer jinx. He hasn't missed a free throw in like a year. Doink. Yeah, that's what you don't want to say because you know you're going to be blamed for jinxing them. But it was all Fallston. They just did a great job of capitalizing and turning what was a close game into now 5-2. Still not out of reach, but certainly a lot worse than 3-2. That's just what we hoped we would see. That first half was very exciting. Good action on both sides. Teams took turns sort of dominating.
Aidan Dixon here, 11 for Fallston's been doing a pretty good job on the face-off.
Yeah, he's gotten it's about 2/3 of the face-offs this year. He's 56 wins and 30 losses on face-offs. And that's like a turnover. That's a big difference. You get the face-off more times than you don't. It's going to give you an advantage.
Oh, just a little high.
Yep.
Nice cut, nice look, just high on the pass.
Yep, little nice recovery by Ashton Groove for Bel Air, number 8. Bobcats looking to try to get back into the game. We said they're coming in with a 4-1 record. Coming off a big win against Edgewood, 15-1 last week. Here come the Cougars.
That's great work.
Great shot. 1-on-1. Goal by the Bobcats. Looks like number 6, is it? Actually, number 1. Yeah, that's Trezak. Devin Trezak, who had number 6, I'm told. Yeah, David Walker. Thank you.
Great cut by Walker and a really nice look by Shugart.
Shugart made the assist to David Walker. Walker with the goal. Walker, a senior, that cuts it down to 5-3.
Bel Air needed that. They couldn't give up another goal in a row that keeps them hanging around.
Well, you just said it so correctly. That's exactly what Bel Air needed. The goal by Walker coming at 11:35, just 25-35 seconds into that second period. And what a momentum shift too, Pat. You've just had 2 goals scored against you in a matter of 20 seconds. You come right back and score at the beginning of the next period.
Your Bel Air, yeah, you gave up those couple goals, but it's early in the game. You just can't let it get away from you. Hang around, hang in there, see what happens.
Playing on Bobcat Field here in Bel Air. Happy to finally, Pat, being able to do it our first TV game of the year. We've had our first 2 kind of winded and rained out. So it's nice to be back doing games on the Harper TV. Pat, our 28th season. Can you believe that? Nice save there by goalie Grady Mumm again. 28 years, Pat. You were like a teenager 28 years ago, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
The only trouble with that is I was old 28 years ago. Here come the Bobcats, looking to get back even if they can. Down by 2. Pat, and from watching a lot of lacrosse, as much as any game, is a game of momentum. One team gets hot, and it just seems like the goals come bing, bing, bing.
It is, and you get hot, and with the face-off the way it is, you can just play make it, take it. You get hot on the offensive end, you get a good face-off guy, and it's tough for a defense.
Good point, especially if you've got a face-off a guy who wins it more times than not. In basketball, which Frank Mazzanotti tells me that these 2 games, the game most similar to lacrosse, if you want to understand lacrosse, is basketball because of the pick and rolls and the movement and all the different things that occur. I'm going back to the old days of basketball where every goal, there was a jump ball after each goal.
Well, that's... Yeah.
So that you could truly dominate. If you had a big center, you could score a goal, get the tap, score a goal, get the tap. I think that was back in Naismith's day when they had the peach baskets on the wall, I believe, going back to my young days.
That was a long time ago. But you're right. The offenses, the cuts, and the picks, and very similar.
The Bobcats now down by just 2. Coming up on the 9-minute mark left in the half. Bobcats moving around, no hurry. Now making the move. Just failed to connect.
Yeah, pass was too low. Good cut. Pass was too low.
Had the man open in the middle. Now a scrum in the middle.
Battle here. Good ground ball.
Nice pickup and takeaway by Fallston.
Mcmillan on the ground ball.
Yeah, Andrew Mcmillan, the senior midfielder.
Nice play by the D midi.
Football player from the fall.
Those are your glue guys. Those D middies. Those are unsung heroes.
The D midi, explain to those who don't know the terminology.
Well, he'll play midfield, but they'll substitute in, play on the defensive end, and usually once the play gets settled on offense, they'll come out and they'll put a more offensive-minded player in.
Oh, that's a nice save again by Mum.
Fallston's got to change the plane. I'm seeing the last 2 shots from outside, good looks, but you know, a good goalie or even a halfway decent goalie is going to save shots that are on the same plane, where you shoot high and high shooting position and the ball stays high. You got to move it from high to low, low to high.
Takeaway there by Fallston. It's Manny Lucas, number 28. Pardon me, that's Matt Dallum in number 28 for Fallston. Night settling in here at Bel Air. Fallston looking for the opening. Up by 2 goals. Coming up on the 7:30 mark left in the first half. And a goal, boy. He beat that man.
Yeah, ran right by him.
Looks like I'm trying to identify the number. Looks like number 24, Luke Wolf. I believe that's who it was, Luke Wolf. He looked like he was well defensed, but he was able to make the shot.
Yeah, Wolf, well, he beat his guy, ran right by his guy, you can see. Takes the hit, absorbs the hit, and then steps through it.
And you were talking about Yeah, you were talking about how to change the plane. He certainly did that time.
Yeah.
Shot the ball right at the feet of the goalie.
Yeah, went from high to low. That's a tough save for the goalie.
And there's that winning face-off again by Fallston. Cougars get the goal and get it right back. Pat, you were talking about how that can change the momentum. Get a goal, get the ball, score again.
Puts a lot of pressure on the defense. They're already tired. Just defended on it, for 30 seconds or so.
Oh, that's a nice goal,
nice
coming
dodge.
around, making the shot. Looking for a number.
It's number 7. That was Perry, Charlie Perry.
Making that goal was Charlie Perry. Charlie, a senior.
He gets isolated one-on-one behind the goal on a shorty.
And comes right around and then this time beats him high.
Yep. Lucas Hurlbut.
Yeah, it was Lucas Hurlbut, not number 7. It was number 2. Thank you. So Hurlbut.
Between the lights and the setting sun, it's the numbers aren't the easiest to see live.
And my eyes are old, so.
Sorry about that, Lucas. Yeah. But it was Lucas recognized he had the short stick on him and took advantage of it from behind the goal. Nice dodge.
Well, that's tough for the goalie when that guy comes around from behind the goal. It's almost like peripheral vision.
You're guessing. You're just trying to match your stick up and hoping.
So now just like that, Fallston has gone back up to lead by 7-3. Bobcats had pulled back within 2, and now they're back down by 4.
Good save. That's a better shot, though.
Grady Mumm able to reach down and sort of deflect that ball over the net.
It was a good dodge by Mudd. It was just Mumm made a nice save on it. There you go.
Boy, nice ball movement. Looks easy, doesn't it, throwing the ball around? If you ever try to catch a lacrosse ball, it's a skill just to throw and catch it. What are they trying to do now here, Pat? Just to overload?
Yeah.
Great, great goal. Like number 8 for Fallston.
6, I believe. That was Mcmillan.
Yep, that's Jacob Mcmillan, who was the leading scorer for Fallston.
Yeah, Mcmillan's had a couple nice plays working from behind as an assist man. And that one he took it himself. Yeah, that's twice now that Fallston's been able to isolate down low.
Jacob Mcmillan, who came into the game with 10 goals and 9 assists, gets a goal here, and now suddenly the route is on for Fallston.
Oh, good save. You had to have that one.
Officials blowing the play dead. They're going to give it back to Fallston. Cougars leading by 5 now at 8-3. Go back at 11:35. That's just 6 minutes ago. It was 5-3, and Bel Air was in the ball game. Now they find themselves down in a desperate situation. 8-3, playing on defense.
Yeah, Dixon's starting to dominate on the face-off. Good shot there. Nice save by Mumm, keeping Bel Air alive.
Cougars in no big hurry with that big 5-goal lead here late in the first half. Looking for the opening. Nice interception. Good play. Could have numbered that Bobcat, and then he fumbles the ball. It was David Walker who made that save, or picked up the ball, carried it down to the other end. Walker had a goal at the 11:35 mark, now made the great defensive play.
Yeah, good heads-up play up top by Walker. A little lackadaisical on the pass, but good play by Walker. All right, Bel Air, we down 8-3. They need something here.
Yeah. Two key junctures of this game, Pat, when just within the last 20 seconds when Fallston scored those 2 goals right at the end of the first period. Oh, good defense by the Cougars. Nowhere to go with that ball.
A little bit of a force. But yeah, good defense by Fallston. Zach Esser, he's got his defense playing well.
A little bit wide on the shot. Yeah, the Cougars were up only 3-2 and then scored those 2 goals right at the end of the half, or end of the period, I should say, made it 5-2. And then Bel Air closed to 5-3 at the beginning of the second period. And then Fallston ripped off 3 straight goals, Wolf, Herbold, and Mcmillan, and made it now 8-3.
Well, they've settled in with their offense. They're winning face-offs, controlling the ball, playing solid defense. Everything's clicking right now for Fallston. I'm sure they're going to be very patient here. Coach Mull, I think, is calling a play.
Ball trickles to the goalie, scooped up by Mumm. Nice long pass, good completion there. And now Bel Air is on the attack, looking to try to break the momentum if they can. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half. Aidan Schugert with the ball, number 10. With that Fallston defense, Pat is just relentless.
Yeah, they're really getting after it.
Look like you're open, and then all of a sudden you've got those orange shirts all around you.
Good look.
State Class 1A champs coming off that state championship last year. The 8th in the history of Fallston, first since 2016. Bobcats were just 5-8 last year, off to that 4-1 start. Looking, Pat, if they could win here tonight to match their win total from last year.
Well, they're a work in progress. I'm seeing a lot of good things out of Bel Air tonight, and just had a couple of lapses. We were, down 3-2 with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter and give up 2 quick ones after having possession. You could have easily, worst case, run the clock out.
Exactly.
And then you come back out, get it back to 5-3, and then Fallston runs off 3 in a row.
Well, you look at the school. I consider it still the new school, Bel Air High School. High school was built in 2003. I mean, that's like what, 18 years ago, 19 years ago?
I would have lost that bet.
Unbelievable.
I would have said it's 7 or 8 years old. But
yeah. Yeah, the Bel Air, of course, Aberdeen was the first school that was redone, and then you came, I think I'm wrong. I think Bel Air was like 2005 maybe. I think Aberdeen was 03, and then came Bel Air and Fallston, and then Edgewood, the last of the core schools, rebuilt in 2010. Edgewood, that brilliant building that we're familiar with, think about that, it's 12 years old.
That's amazing. But
now you want to feel older? Camden Yards is 30 years old this year. The new look stadium, the new old stadium in Baltimore that set the tone for all the new stadiums that were built, is now 30 years old this year.
Yeah, that's how old I feel. I worked downtown when it first opened.
Amazing. The week of opening day put off a week because of the lockout. Pat, it's always my favorite week of the year because it's the Final Four, it's the opening of baseball, and it's the Masters. I mean, what else could you expect as a sports fan? And it's also the beginning of high school sports in the county. Pat's so happy to see fans in the stands and some of the COVID restrictions being relaxed a bit. That's a good thing.
Oh.
I think about it. You've practiced and played all year, and then you come up. I'm talking about the COVID year where sports were canceled, and especially as a senior, when you're looking forward to your senior year in football or soccer or basketball or wrestling or whatever it is.
Oh, devastating! Those kids will never get over it.
Yeah.
They'll talk about that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
They'll carry it with them.
Yeah. And of course, then playing for a while back this year without fans, and now the fans are back, and it's always good to see. And
careful here on the quick restart. Are they going to give them a quick Okay.
Man, 3 left. Pat, speaking of the fans, we have a nice crowd here tonight. On a what is this? A Wednesday night. Us retired folks, we have trouble remembering what day it is. It's like, is it Saturday again? You know how that is, Pat. Well, no, that's right. You're working. You don't know.
No, just ask me. I'll tell you what day it is.
Oh, goodness. Yep, you wake up and you say, gosh, it's Saturday again.
Let's see if they run it down here to about 10 seconds before making a move.
Yeah, about 45 seconds left. Got that big 5-goal lead.
Oh, threw it away.
Let's see if they can retain possession.
All right, didn't get over.
Yep, Fallston retains possession, so now there's 30 seconds left.
Good defense. Good hustle. Stayed with him.
Whistle blows. Let's see what that's all about.
I believe it's a timeout, Fallston.
19 seconds left in this half, in this period.
Well, Ashton Grew was harassing him pretty good out there. Thought he might get the possession change. Couldn't quite do that.
Ashton Grew, the defender who's a senior for the Bel Air Bobcats, had a nice game. We've called his number quite a bit. And there you see the Fallston team talking with their coach, Patrick Mull. . Can you look at Patrick Mulls past his second year as the head coach here? Played at Fallston in 06 through 09. Had 289 points, 232 assists. Holds the record at Fallston in those categories. 3-time first team All-County. Played at St. Mary's College. 2-time All-Conference there and a Scholar All-American as well.
Yeah, very impressive young man.
Social studies teacher at Aberdeen High School, where I once was a social studies teacher many, many years ago. So he has a soft spot in my heart for that particular pursuit at Aberdeen.
They're probably going to go here pretty quickly with under 15 seconds.
Yeah, coming up on 10 now.
Yeah, I like this. Mcmillan dodges from behind.
5 seconds. Got to get a shot off.
They did.
And they get the goal. Boy, could you draw it up any better? Yep, the score by number 15 for the Fallston Cougars.
Another assist here. Good eyes there. Hits the open guy. And watch how here he goes from sidearm to high. So it does change the plane a little bit. Gets it on the upper right-hand corner. Great shot. Great location.
Brendan Mudd, the goal with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, just
for the Cougars, and that makes it 9-3. Think about it. It was 5-3 with 11:35 left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 straight goals, and now it's 9-3 at the halftime. Pat, you just really have to give credit to Fallston. They really showed, the quality of their team, just making good passes, making good shots, good defense. They did everything well.
Well, they have. From face-offs to defense to. Well, they haven't had a lot of goaltending just because there hasn't been a lot of shots here for Bel Air. But they've moved the ball well. They've ran the offense. They're getting good open shots, nice dodges, and I'm really impressed with the sophomore Mcmillan, the way he works from behind the goal.
Absolutely. Yep. So 9-3 here. We're at halftime. We'll take a little break and come back with the second half for you to see if the Bel Air Bobcats can get back into the game or if Fallston will wing to a big victory here at Bel Air. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, we're back with you at Bel Air High School, where the Bel Air Bobcats have suffered 3 straight goals by the Fallston Cougars. In fact, 4 goals. They were down only by 5-3. And then Wolf, Horvath, Mcmillan, and Mudd all scored for Fallston and made it 9-3. And again, if we look back at this game, the game's not over certainly, but Pat, did we look at the last few seconds of the first period and then that second part of that second period? And Fallston just simply, turned it on and made it happen.
Yeah, they scored. They had a couple periods where they scored in bunches, and then you just see their violation of Bel Air on the face-off. But Fallston's really controlling the face-off,
as they have all year, even against the great opponents they played. Well, great passing.
Good save.
That was a nice save.
Nice look by Fallston, and even a better save.
Grady Mumm with the save. Grady's been under pressure today.
Oh boy.
Turnover taken by Fallston.
All right, smart. He didn't have much.
Cougars up by, again, the 5-goal margin here, just into the second half.
Another good save.
Mumm has really come up big now, and a flag will go down.
Yeah, it's going to be another late hit.
I said 5 goals. It should be 6 goals, the 9-3 lead for Fallston. Again, it was 5-3 at 11:35. Walker had scored for Bel Air. And then 4 straight goals by Fallston, and that's where we are at 9-3.
It looked like your man Ackerboom lowered the boom again.
Ackerboom. Christian Ackerboom, sophomore. Just impressed with all the young players on both teams, especially Fallston. When you look at a team that is the quality that it is, and you look at all these young players on the team. Then they got people like Michael Ostrimski, the senior, leader. That's what you need, Pat. You need some senior leadership. Especially when you've won the state title, you've got a lot of things you can show the young kids. Fallston moving the ball so well.
Oh, gosh, good save. That's 3 good saves to start the half.
Bing, bing, bing.
That was great ball movement.
Yeah. Intercepted again by Fallston. Boy, and the pressure continues. Well, if you're Brady Mum, it's like, hey, Grady Mum, you know, can you just give me a little break? Pat, you never played goalie. I know you didn't play the game of lacrosse a lot, but I'm thinking about playing goalie.
Oh, gosh.
I wouldn't want to play that.
Those guys are always a little different.
Yeah, they are. They're special. I'm going to just say it, they're special. They like the pressure of being, you know, under the attack. What another great save.
I think he got a little help from the pipe there, but that's a save. That counts. But still, he was right there.
And that shot was a very good shot because it was low. Mum had a little bit of time to go ahead and make the adjustment to knock the ball away. So we've seen 4 great saves here right in the early part of the third period by Grady Mum.
Good check.
But Fallston continues with the ball. Cougars moving around, looking for the shot.
That's Walker. Walker's had a nice game tonight for Bel Air in that
Yes,
team midi position.
Yep.
Been very active out there.
David Walker, number 6, the senior. Also has a goal, one of the 3 goals that the Bel Air Bobcats have scored. Coming up with a 9-minute mark now, 3 minutes into the third period. What happened to that ball? It got deflected. I think Mum was looking for it. He looked at his in his net. Ball wasn't there. Oh, nice defense by the Bobcats.
Yeah, good defense there. They were on defense for a long time. That's sometimes it gets tough. It's more tiring to play defense than offense.
I always ask commentators when you at the halftime, if you're Doug Testerman, you tell your team you're down by 6 goals. What do you say to pep them up?
You just got to keep. We just got to keep fighting. We don't have a 5-goal play. We just got to keep fighting, one at a time, bite off a little at a time, and see if we can get back in the game.
Boy, and they've certainly done that. They have come out and played hard here in the second half.
Yeah, offsides Bel Air. Back the other way.
And again, though, when you're playing Fallston, if you're Bel Air, it doesn't take a whole lot to get you up because these are the neighbor rivals.
All these kids know each other.
Yeah.
They play on the same club teams and play together in the summer, and they all know each other.
Bobcats again, we talk about coming in at 4-1, Fallston at 3-2, having lost those 2 games to, you know, quality opponents. So back on the winning track are the Cougars. And had you mentioned how playing a tough preseason schedule or non-conference schedule. Mum picks it up, clears it. It's a bit high on that pass.
Yeah, 2 tough clears in a row for Bel Air.
Unforced error, I believe they call that. Hope you're enjoying this Hartford Sports Showcase on the Hartford TV. We mentioned the weather, in the low 50s. The wind, I think, Pat, has died down. And we talked about what wind does to lacrosse. Makes it tough to run since it is a running sport if you're running against the wind a lot.
It affects some of the longer passes.
Bit wide. Boy, it's been all Fallston here in this this third period.
Yeah, they're working the ball pretty good. Mum's keeping Bel Air alive here.
No scoring at all in the third period. It's about 5 minutes into the third period. Don't know if Mum got a hand on that or a stick on that or not. Shot went wide. Bobcats.
It looked like it might have got stuck in his stick. Ball just came straight down out of King's stick. Oh goodness, that's 3 in a row.
Yeah, the unforced error.
And that's brutal because you've been playing defense for 5 minutes here.
Here come the Cougars again. Inside 7 now left in the third period. Bel Air scored the first goal of the night. They had that one goal lead for about 10 seconds on the face-off, and then Fallston tied it. Went up 3-1. Great defense.
Good slide there.
Good job of the Bobcats. That's Owen Conway who came away with the ball, the sophomore, number 2. And finally, the Bobcats look like they've crossed midfield now, and they're going to be on attack. Ashton Grew, the number 8, the young man we've mentioned the name a couple of times.
Oh, you've just played defense for 6 minutes. You're still trying to get your middies on the field. I don't know that I like that shot.
Yeah.
I know that you're a little impatient down 9-3. I get it. Let's try to run a play here. Give your defense a little chance to rest.
Well, the Bobcats do retain possession. You're right, this would be a nice time to work the ball around and get a good shot. That's exactly what they're trying to do. There's a shot high.
Yep.
Shot by Devin Prezak. 8 goals in 1 game he scored last week against the Edgewood Rams. That's a lot of goals.
That's a lot of goals.
They won that game 15-1. He 8 goals and 1 assist, did David Prezak. David just a sophomore. Bobcats coming off a 5-8 season last year. Already with 4 wins in the 2022 campaign. 4-1. Giving the ball to Fallston. A little bit of a boom there.
Nice check.
Was. That was Nick Sorrells with the check, number 3.
Sorrells is not a big guy, but he packs a punch.
Yep. He had that sort of low center of gravity when he went into that. Boy, he worked for that one and got the goal.
Yeah, that was, uh-oh.
That was Luke Wolf with the goal.
Luke Wolf on the goal. I think we got a bench penalty.
Making it 10-3, that goal scored at 4:57. Here's the replay. You'll see he bounces off about 3 or 4 people, does Wolf. Would not be denied, got the shot, and then beat Mum with the shot up in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, Wolf had the goal earlier where he beat his guy, took on the hit, bounced off. He's a big kid, obviously can absorb a hit. You can't just hit this guy and lay off of him. You got to stay on him.
Yeah, Wolf had that goal at 7:24 of the second period. That was the one, Pat, if you remember, it was 5-3, and Wolf made it 6-2 and opened the floodgates, if you will, for Fallston.
Don, I think we had a bench call on Bel Air. Fallston, no face-off. Fallston starts up, man up. Start the half.
Mum with another nice save. And Mum's done a great job here in this third period. The only goal scored just by Wolf now at 4:57. She had 7 goals scored in the first period, and then a whole bunch in the second period. Now just 1 goal so far in this third period. Bobcats on the attack. That you mentioned, a little bit of a quick shot, perhaps.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad of a look, and those long poles, if they can get the stick extended, that's a tough shot for the goalie to defend. They're not used to seeing the angles coming from that long stick.
Whistle blows. Going to give the ball to the Bobcats now. Looks like they're calling a timeout. Timeout with 4:02 left here in the third period. 10-3, the advantage for Fallston. They led at 9-3 at the half. Picked up a 1 goal by Wolf here in this third period. His second goal of the game. Been a very entertaining game, Pat. Fallston has done what we thought they would do coming in, and that is to show their superior talent, which they certainly have. And they played very well, but the Bobcats have hung close, but for a couple of spurts by the Fallston Cougars, could have been right in this game.
True, and they're just, you know, Bel Air jumped out to the lead, and they were hanging in this game for a while, and a little bit of a lapse at the end of the first quarter and middle of the second quarter, and just got away from them. But there's still time. There's still time. They can get on a run here.
Luke Wolf, by the way, played varsity basketball this past year, was a starter for the basketball team for the Cougars. Wants to play college lacrosse and or maybe basketball next year when he goes into the college area. Luke Wolf, 2 goals here tonight.
Well, he's just shedding guys inside there.
Yeah, that was impressive, that last goal. I mean, it was like a ping pong ball almost, or I guess what do you call it, one of those, what do you call that machine where you have the flippers? A pinball machine? Yeah, that's what he was like. He was just bouncing off people as he went in.
Here he goes again.
Here he goes again. You know, the thing too, I don't think I want to get in front of Mr. Wolf. I believe I'll just sort of fall down and pretend that I tripped and hope he tripped over me. It's my strategy, Pat.
There you go.
Thank you. Another great save by Mumm. Grady Mumm has done the job there in the nets for the Bobcats. Yeah, they've scored 10 goals against him, but don't have a record of how many saves he has, but he's got at least 20, I would think. He had those 4 in a row, Pat, that we talked about.
He's got a bunch.
Here come the Cats. Losing the ball. Oh my.
Good hit by Bel Air. No penalty there as the Fallston man turned into the hit.
And that was Nick Sorrells again, number 3. Young man we mentioned a little while ago, not a big kid by any means, but
he's a mongoose out there. He's feisty.
Yeah. There's a nickname. I think you were looking for nicknames. I asked Pat, did you ever have a nickname that you can mention on air here when you were an athlete?
I can't think of a nickname I had.
Yeah. My nickname was Scarecrow, which was not particularly, wasn't one that you really would want to have, but my uniform, which was made of wool back in the day, I was about 125 pounds soaking wet, and it did. You know, Bel Air Bobcats, the bench jockeys, the Scarecrow was the name they hung on me. So there it is. 50 years later, have I forgotten it? Okay, 60 years later. No.
Do they still call you that?
Well, they will now. Oh, great shot. Right at the bottom of the net.
It was Hurlburt. I think that's his second in the game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, nice dodge by Hurlburt. Beats his man up top. Gets himself in front of the goal with the lefty laser by Hurlburt.
1:53 left. Now it is 11-3 the score. Cougars on the attack again. We talked about how you score a goal, get the face-off. Here they come again.
Nice pass by the pole.
Great pass and a great goal.
That was a heck of a play by Karen Tonis, the sophomore defenseman. He intercepts the pass, crosses midfield and back. It makes a beautiful pass to the attackman.
Was that Gage McKenna, number 26, who got the goal? I'm asking because it happened so quickly. But you're right, it was all set up by that great Karen Tonis interception and pass. I believe it was McKenna who got the goal. 1:31 left here in the third, so Fallston now has broken through and scored 3 goals here. And a goal. That's a nice conversion. Goal by Devin Trezak again. Trezak shoots it low and gets it past Mills.
Well, Mace was able to get the face-off on that one to get the fast break going. See if he can do it again.
So that makes it 12-4. First goal since 11:35 of the second period for the Bel Air Bobcats. Cougars have scored the last 4 of the second period and the first 3 of the third period. Now 12-4.
See how Trezek had those 8 goals. It was he had some zip on the shot there.
He did that.
All right, Bel Air another face-off win.
Trezek just a sophomore. If again you're looking for bright spots, that certainly is one for the Bobcats. David Walker dodging, looking for an opening. Oh, great defense from behind. Walker thought he had an opening toward the goal. Good job by Aidan Schubert. Knocked down, didn't lose the ball.
Oh.
And now the throwaway. Pat has to, frustrating.
Well,
you work so hard and then you make that mistake.
Well, they got the nice goal off the fast break on the face-off, going another face-off, and you'd like to see him get a good shot out of it, just a little sloppy.
More good work by Sorrells for the Bobcats.
So a violation there. They didn't get it in the box in time. Bel Air ball.
Nick Sorrells, number 3 for the Bobcats, has really played a nice game. Here come the Cats.
Oh, off the pipe.
Yeah, ball bounces straight up in the air.
Just nice look, nice pass there, just bad luck.
Trezek shoots it from way outside. Good save by Fallston goalie Landon Mills, the sophomore. We haven't mentioned Landon's name a lot because he hasn't been under that much pressure tonight as the period comes to an end with a 12-4 lead by Fallston. 3 goals by the Cougars and then the final goal by Trezek to make it 12-4 as we go to the 4th period. So Pat, 8 goals down, logically you can say, hey, we're not going to be able to come back. But what you have to do is to play 1 goal at a time, I would assume.
Yeah, you do. I mean, stranger things have happened in Fallston and Lacrosse. You see, we talked about how you can, start playing make it, take it style. Maybe they get a little confidence. They've just won 2 face-offs in a row after struggling for a lot of the game. So you get, you got to get the ball, get a goal, and see what happens.
And absolutely, you think about again playing your arch rival. The last thing you want to do is to be humiliated at home, and what you want to do is come back and make a game of it. You want to show that you are on an equal level with the Cougars, and obviously that's what you want to do. If you're Fallston, on the other hand, you've won 2 straight games by wide margins, defeating the North Hartford Hawks by the wide margin. And let's see, that second game they won. Recently, I'm looking my notes here. They defeated Arundel by 13-2 after defeating North Hartford 18-6. So, if they could double digit against Bel Air here, get themselves on a roll, they could see themselves coming the rest of the season, kind of winning out, if you will.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, we'll see what's left in the county form. North Hartford's usually a pretty good squad. Bel Air's usually pretty good.
See, Milton Wright has been good in the past. Yeah. So again, a long way to go, but when your record is 3-2, and in fact at one point their record was 1-2, having played those 2 very tough teams. Pat, you made a very good point about it's not so much the record, it's what you do in terms of building to the end, which is the playoffs.
Right, getting the experience of playing teams like that, teams you don't know, players you don't know,
and bigger schools. We're talking about the 3A schools that they had lost to, Urbana and Towson. Shot a bit wide. And they lost those games, but not by wide margins. They were in both of those games. And then they come back and win those 2 big games against North Hartford.
Well, all these sophomores grow up a lot in games like that. tough angle there.
Yeah, not very much to shoot at. Mull made a little bit of a save. I think it probably hit the net as much as a save. But the Cougars are keeping the pressure on, though, even though they've got that big lead, the 8-goal lead at 12-4.
There's an offsides violation there on Bel Air.
Here come the Cougars running free. See some new numbers out there too that we haven't seen before, as Patrick Mull has gotten some bench players into the game. Try to identify them for you as we see them.
Oh, nice dodge.
Had a goal. Looking.
Well, we know that number. That's our man Wolf.
That is our man, number 24, Luke Wolf. This time nobody got in his way. They said, Mr. Wolf, if you want to come through here, we'll just let you.
Well, after running a few guys over on his last couple goals, you saw a little Olay defense there on Mr. Wolf.
Number 24, Luke Wolf, with his 3rd goal of the game. This one coming at 10:14 left in the game.
I wouldn't want to get in front of him.
Nah. We had him in basketball this year. Got a chance to watch him play basketball. He is a force to be reckoned with on the basketball floor. One of the new numbers in the game. This is Aidan Dixon, I'm sorry. Aidan Dixon, a 3rd-year player. Started, he was the all-county quarterback, was Aidan Dixon this past year. 44 ground balls this year Aidan Dixon has recorded. 3 goals, one of the captains on the team. Wolf with the pass.
Oh.
Just a bit wide on the shot. Dixon last year as a sophomore was an all-county lacrosse player. All-county quarterback this year as a junior. .56 wins on the face-off and 30 losses, so he's been a key member of the Fallston team in many different ways.
That's a weapon in today's lacrosse. You got a face-off guy that can win at that margin.
Bobcats trying to clear it, unable to do so.
Yeah, their clearing game has gotten a little sloppy in the second half. They're settling for some long passes. Now, credit the Fallston ride. Fallston's really hustling on their rides.
Cougars maintaining possession. Great pass, great save. Wow, that was a point-blank shot. Give a lot of credit to Grady Mumm. He has been under pressure tonight, but he's been a few times, but he certainly hasn't broken, even though the Fallston has scored 13 goals.
Yeah, Mumm's had a great game.
Coming up on the 8-minute mark left in this contest, the Fallston Cougars, who led 5-2 at the end of 1 quarter, led 9-3 at the half, 12-4 at the third quarter, and now they're up by 13-4. Again, go back.
Oh, there you go.
That ball was just sort of pushed in to go.
Yeah.
Joel Bourgeois, who makes that goal, number 29. That was a strange one. He just sort of, excuse me, put it in the goal.
Just kind of caught it underhand and just flipped it in. Soft hands on the big man.
And I think the most surprised man was Landon Mills, the goalie for Fallston. Where did that come from?
So as a goalie, those you're just shaking your head. What in the world just happened?
Phew. Did I see what I just saw? So at 8:10, the goal there by Bourgeois. So the Bobcats do break the string.
That's a better clear.
Here they come the Bobcats. And again, we're playing for pride right now, Pat. We talked about it. What do you play for? You're down by 8 or 9 or 10 goals.
Ooh.
Whistle blew, and the hit came after the whistle. Pat, over the years now, lacrosse began back in this county back in about 1975, and it was really football in shorts, where you just had football players that came out and just slugged each other, pretty much obliterate. It was like rugby almost. And now you see that lacrosse has developed into this very skilled game, passing game, but there's still a bit of that, macho-nism, if you will, out there.
Yeah, in those days, there was no rec lacrosse, so lacrosse was introduced out here, and you had some guys that knew lacrosse, guys like, John Grubb up at Fallston, and was it Dave Volrath, or John Grubb at North Hartford, Dave Volrath at Fallston, Frank Mezzanotte at Edgewood, and then they just went in and recruited athletes and recruited football players, but these guys had a lot of them never even seen a lacrosse game before.
Yeah,
and so we've gotten more skilled players over the last 30, 40 years, I guess, in the county as the rec programs have developed into massive programs in the club system. And lacrosse itself has become a more skilled game in general. But there's still a physicality to it.
There is that, yeah. It's got a little bit of everything. Like as Frank Mezzanotte tries to tell us, if you know basketball, then you know lacrosse because of all the pick and rolls and the different kind of formations. But just a very interesting game to watch.
Uh-oh. Frustration.
The flag is thrown, and this is the first time I think we've seen the chippiness come out.
Yeah, Aidan Shugart, I think, a little frustrated there.
Aidan will be able to take a seat here for a while. I guess the Bobcats are going to have to play a man down from this point for a while. Has been a very clean game, if you think about it, between arch rivals, early in the season. Referees getting together and talking it over. What did you see? What did I see? And
well, there was an initial flag, and I didn't see what the initial one was for. The ball was heading to the other end. I saw it out of the corner of my eye go up. I don't know if he said something to the Fallston player, to the ref. I'm pretty sure the second flag was a comment to the ref.
and picking up the laundry off the field, and so we're about ready to restart.
Well, it looks like they hit him with 2 unsportsmanlike and non-releasable.
Explain.
But typically on a penalty, the goal scores and the penalty is released.
Okay.
And unless it's egregious, and a ref will call it. Sometimes on severe shots to the head or things like that, or an unsportsman like this, they'll call them non-releasable. So if Fallston scores, they get the ball back, and penalty stays on for the full time.
Kind of like a flagrant 2 in basketball, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Although you do get to replace them in basketball, have to play a man down. Speaking of basketball, the Final Four just ended. Kansas, the championship. Your team or not? Was that the team you were rooting for?
I was actually rooting for Coach K in the first game.
Yeah.
I know he's not well liked by a lot of people, especially Maryland fans, but he and I have the same alma mater, so it's hard for me not to root for him.
The Army, West Point, yeah. 42 years, Coach K, coach in NCAA Division I. Catching it out of bounds. Yeah, my wife is a big Duke fan and a big Coach K fan, and you certainly have to give the man credit that he ran a great program for all those years. I actually went to bed thinking that Carolina had it wrapped up. They were up by, what, 15 at the half? And
I did as well. Those 9:20 starts aren't good for me, Don.
yeah, I'm thinking, okay, I woke up the next morning and they said Kansas won, and I said, how in the world?
In the crease. All right, that's Bel Air stopped them twice now. Let's see if they can clear the ball and kill this penalty. You got to be careful on the offsides. You don't practice a lot of man down clears. So I think Bel Air is off sides right now.
Pat, when you say non-releasable, they will be released when the time is up. It's what, like a 2-minute
Yes,
penalty?
Yeah.
But normally a releasable penalty, if you score a goal, then you're at equal power. But in this case, the Bobcats trying to work off that. I guess it was a 2-minute. Are we back even now?
Well, they look like they're full strength.
Missed pass there, taken away by the Bobcats. Offside is going to be the call. Fans not too happy about it. Again, Pat, and we said it before, it's so good to see fans back in the stands, and because we went that whole year where we had very restricted numbers of fans.
Well, on the call there, Bel Air was off initially, and the flag went down. And you hear some fans saying a late call. It's not a late call. It's like a play on. It's a delayed call. So as long as Fallston had possession, they were going to continue to play on. When Fallston lost possession, then the whistle blows, and you have the offsides penalty there.
Yeah. Good point. We talked about that fans have the ability to be able to voice their opinion. Sometimes that opinion is based on fact, and sometimes it's based on emotion, perhaps.
Yes. But that was the reason for the delayed call.
Yeah. Good point, Pat. Coming down to the 5-minute mark left in the game.
Who has it?
I don't know. That was the old hidden ball trick.
Oh, hit somebody in the face, in the helmet.
I don't think I've seen that hidden ball trick before in lacrosse.
Yeah, it's going to be a loose ball push on Bel Air.
They got behind the net, the two Fallston players, and one came away with the ball.
Usually you see that, they'll try that up top, and they'll send both guys on a dodge, and you've seen that happen a few times.
Reminds me of the old baseball hidden ball trick where the pitcher journeys off the mound, gives the ball to the first baseman, and the runner at first wanders off and gets tagged out.
Yeah.
That happened to me once. It's not fun.
I've actually seen that work a few times in college, up top. And, white ball, white stick, white mesh. Sometimes it's hard to see who has the ball.
Yeah.
They certainly couldn't tell from here.
No, my eyes can't see a whole lot anymore. The numbers are a little bit blurred, but I will give credit to both athletic directors in this case, Chris Hoover at Fallston and Craig Reddish at Bel Air. The uniforms, actually the numbers do stand out. We do call some games where they get kind of cute with like a gray uniform with a gray number.
Right.
And my eyes say, can't see that. But the white numbers on the orange by Fallston and the kind of blue and red, I guess, on the white.
Fallston's still in the extra man.
So the penalty has not yet been worked away.
All right, there you go. There's the release of the penalty. Oh, I dropped it.
Taken away by Bel Air. Double teamed. I heard a fan yell, "Help him." Yes. Battle in front of the net. Finally picked up with the Bobcats, and out of bounds it goes.
Good lesson there for young attackmen. Your job is not just to score goals. Your job is to play defense, too, when it turns over. And just excellent job by the Fallston attackmen on the ride there.
Good point, Pat. There's a whole lot to this game that, you play as a team. It's fun to score goals. Playing defense, not quite as much fun. Michael Ostrimski, number 4 for Fallston, had the ball a moment ago. Well, he's played a whale of a game.
Moving pick there.
Ostrimski, one of the seniors on the team. Coming off that state title last year. Bobcats retaining possession. was still in the Fawlty, number 15, who kept possession consistently for the Bobcats there. Inside 4 minutes left in the game. And a nice goal. Boy, a one-on-one beating the goalie. Looking at the number there, is that number 9?
That looked like Henry again. Henry's had a nice game.
Yep, that's John Henry, number 9. The goal for the Bobcats. Boy, you have to be impressed with that goal.
Yeah,
he was just one on about 10.
One-on-one, working from behind, got to his point above the goal, inside roll, and nice goal by John Henry. He's got a couple of nice passes, nice assists. Bright spot for the Bobcats tonight.
The goal coming at 3:57 makes it 13-6. It was a 9-3 halftime lead for Fallston. They lengthened it to 12-3, and the Bobcats made it 12-4 at the end of the third period. Now it's at 13-6. Go way back. Bel Air actually scored the first goal of the game at 8:37. Led 1-0 for all of 10 seconds until Fallston tied it at 1. Boy, what a great save. Grady Mum standing his ground.
Oh, there's another one. The 2 penalties coming up here on Bel Air. They had one early on number 7. Fallston retained possession. They had to play on, and then on the last shot. So, yeah, this is I believe this is going to be 6-on-4.
So you're thinking it's going to be 2 down?
Yeah. Mom's thinking, what are you guys doing to me?
It's bad enough playing one-on-one here. Now it's got the whole herd against me. 2:57 left in the game. Pat, this is not unusual to see the chippiness come out when one team is down by a certain amount.
Yeah, rivalry game. One team's down, they start to realize that game is slipping away.
Frustration sets in. Boy, nice fake. Oh, good goal. Nice job by the Cougars. Oh, that was a fake chest bump. Looked like number 7 for Fallston with the goal. Yeah. No, it is number 2, Lucas Hulbert. H-U-R-L-B-U-R-T, Hulbert. Lucas Hulbert.
It's just too easy when it's 6-on-4.
Is that another non-releasable penalty?
No, this was, they're back at full strength.
2:45 left in the game.
The face-off goal. Aidan Dixon has had a really nice game. He's controlled the face-off. That's 2 goals he's been involved in on the face-off.
And Aidan Dixon with that goal, you'll see how this happens.
Goes left-handed, nice play.
So 2 goals within 7 seconds, one at 2:45 and the other at 2:37. Actually 8 seconds. My math was never that good. And again, they get the face off and get the ball back. You know, I guess if we're talking about basketball and similarities, different there that when you score a goal, the other team gets the ball. In this game, you score a goal, and then you have a face-off. And another goal.
Yeah, that's Wolf. Nobody's got an answer for Wolf tonight.
Yeah. Number 24, Mr. Wolf. I think I'll call him Mr. Wolf from now on. Luke Wolf, the midfielder, 2nd year on the team. Talked about him being a basketball starter. on the Cougar basketball team. My count has him with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 goals tonight.
No, he's big, fast, and can shoot. He's a triple threat.
Yeah, I'm thinking when you're big, that's one thing. You're fast, that's two things. And when you can shoot, you know, that makes it real tough. And I guess if you add in aggressive as well, Pat, you know, big, fast, can shoot, but is also aggressive. That one goal he scored where we talked about being like a pinball, where he was bouncing off people. Actually, people bouncing off him as he went.
I think it was the other way around.
As he went into the goal. So if you're picking a star tonight, certainly you couldn't go wrong with Luke Wolf. Netminder out of the goal. Bobcats inside a minute left in the game. So the Cougars now will go to 4-2 on the year. Bobcats will fall to 4-2, so they'll have equal records, those records including out of conference games. Pat, Fallston is everything that we thought they would be in terms of their ability, their aggressiveness, their team play. Really a very impressive performance by Patrick Moll's team.
It has been. I guess that didn't get across the line there. Let's start at the Yaks. Aidan Dixon has had a heck of a game at midfield, not just dominating the face-offs, but you know, having a hand on 2 goals coming from the face-off. He's strong. He's fast. And, that's like I said. That's a weapon for Fallston.
1 second. Clock stops. No, it's still rolling, and that is the end of the game.
And then you got Wolf out of the midfield. You know, Wolf's a problem. He's, like I say, he's big and he's fast and he can shoot the ball. And then you know, and I was also impressed with Mcmillan. You know, the way he worked from behind the goal, the way he moves the ball, keeps the offense running. But a lot of guys had good games. And then, although we didn't see a lot of defense in the second half, Bel Air just didn't have the ball much, but the defense played really well too. And they're only going to get better, you know, working with you know, their All-American Coach Esser. I thought, you know, Caratonis played, as a sophomore, played a really good game in the first half. Like I say, didn't see much of him in the second half. He just didn't have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, you could pick a star, you know, anywhere you wanted in terms of Fallston. For the Bel Air Bobcats, certainly they were outmanned, out-talented. There was no question about that. They hustled, they played hard, and they showed some signs of being, you know, a very good team as well.
Well, they're going to win some games in this league, and they're going to win a lot of games in this league. Fallston is probably the class of the league, even as young as they are.
Well, you talked about the 5 sophomore starters, including your goalie as a starter, you know, who played very well tonight. Even though he wasn't under a lot of pressure, he still came up with some great plays.
Yeah, he did. He did. And speaking of goalies, I think for Bel Air, you got to give credit to Grady Mumm.
Yeah.
I mean, this could have been a lot worse.
He's going to have orange nightmares tonight, you know, like orange jerseys coming at him.
Yeah.
Well, we do hope you've enjoyed this presentation, this Hartford Showcase presentation on the Hartford TV. My partner, Pat Pollard, Don Morrison, our final score from Bel Air. It's the Fallston Cougars winning by 16-6. 4 goals for Luke Wolf, the Stars' terms of offensive player of the night. So again, we hope you have enjoyed this. Stay tuned all year long as we bring you girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, softball, and baseball on the Hartford Showcase on Hartford TV. Pat Pollard, thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Thank you, Don. And we'll see you up in North Hartford in a few weeks.
Y'all have a good night. It's been great, and thanks for tuning in to Hartford TV. Don Morrison with Pat Pollard. Good night, everyone.